We live by stories. They're the things that inform us, define the way what we think is the world, so that we get through the next day. I think my favorite fairy tale was always The Emperor's New Clothes, because everybody's caught up in this belief that the Emperor's got a fabulous new outfit there, and he's stark naked, and it's only a child who sees the truth. And I think that's why whether either children, mad people, outsiders tend to usually have a better take on reality than most of us who are running desperately trying to keep up with the way the world goes.
I have to ask this question. What is it with you and little people?
They make me feel tall.
Well, you are either the Nelson Mandela of little people and dwarfs, or you are the Jerry Lewis. I can't tell which one.
Well, it started in Time Bandits. I wanted to tell the movie from the perspective of a child, and I didn't think a kid could hold the movie together, so I invented a whole troupe of Time Bandits who were all played by dwarfs who had never been given a chance to play straight parts, to be actors. And in Parnassus, we have Vern Troyer, 2'8". I love Vern because these guys have been dealt a very difficult hand of cards for life. And they've come through with grace and dignity and humor. And I love those kinds of people. And they say, where'd you get all your great visual sense that I have? I said, radio.
Really?
Of course, you have to do all the work. When you radio dramas, all of those things, I've got to put the faces on people. I've put the costumes on them. I've got to do the sets. Well, what happened was we made this decision before we started the shows to get rid of punchlines, because so many great comedy shows, Peter Cook, Dudley Moore, were wonderful, and they would do these fantastic sketches, great characters, wonderful stuff, and then they'd have to end with a punchline. And the punchlines were never as good as a sketch. So we said, okay, no punchlines. And invariably we would write something, and it would get to a point, we're approaching where you would normally do a punchline. Gilliam takes over here and gets us to the next bit. And those were my animations. We were in this wonderful position. The BBC at that time was incredibly laissez-faire. Once they had greenlit this thing, we were just off and running. There was no executives over our shoulders. There were no producers saying, you've got to go for this kind of audience. Freedom. It was 6 people basically trying to impress each other and being funny. And the fact that it's gone on for this long is still rather surprising. With the animation, I was in a unique position because the others all wrote and performed. I did something they couldn't do. And so I got away with murder. They could never censor my stuff in a sense where as a group we would say, oh, Mike's sketch, that's not very good, because we'd all comment. But my stuff would go in and they just accepted it. And so, I think I've just always had this free-range thinking that goes on there. I don't want to be limited by reality, and animation is fantastic because you take this, and also you can take important people, and it's basically drawing a mustache on the Mona Lisa is what I do a lot of the time.
I love that. Free-range thinking, that's my takeaway. Terry Gilliam, thanks so much.
Thanks.